You decide, hey, we're going to give Antonio Pierce a chance to go be our next head coach. But now, what do you give him to allow him to be successful? Aiden O'Connell was out there last year. He got some starts under Josh McDaniels. I think Josh McDaniels saw something that he was like, hey, we're going to start this guy and give him an opportunity. But none of it really worked out the way that you thought. And then you say, okay, that's fine. And you go get Gardner Minshew. And I don't think enough's been talked about with Gardner Minshew, because all he did last year was go to Indy. Anthony Richardson gets hurt, and he gives them a chance to be out there and playing meaningful football in the AFC South. So if you're the Raiders and you're Jason Garrett, the head coach, what will you be thinking as now a new coach? You said it. You got to Dallas, first year there, you draft Tyron Smith, not a quarterback, not even – you draft a guy who becomes a staple for the Dallas Cowboys and one of the best left tackles in the NFL. What would you be thinking as if you were Antonio Pierce?
I don't think they've addressed their quarterback situation. I don't think they have the next Raider quarterback. Can Aiden O'Connell be that quarterback? He might be. Really impressed by him last year. Absolutely love Gardner Minshew. Love him. Love what he's done in the past in his career. Last year, fantastic. But I think if you close that door and you pull back and you say, or either one of these guys, this marquee guy that is going to be our quarterback for the next 10 years, I don't know that you can say that with conviction about either of those guys. Do you want to give them a chance to do it? Sure. I have nothing against that. If they earn it, absolutely. We got to be honest. We got to watch and evaluate with our eyes and see what these guys can do. But I think ideally what they want is that cornerstone player. Patrick Mahomes is in the division. Justin Herbert's in the division. Denver's in the same conversation as the Raiders, understanding that they got these elite players playing for these division rivals. So I think heart of hearts, they want Jaden Daniels. He's the guy that Antonio has a relationship with, going all the way back to Arizona State. I think that could be their guy. And you'd say, hey, boom, fan base, team, organization, everybody's excited about that guy. Hard to get there. How do you get there? Right? You got to give up a lot to get there. Are they willing to do it? I don't know. But I think they've done a good job setting themselves up to have functional guys play for them this coming year. If they can't make a decision to get one of the marquee guys that they love, they can take a breath and say, hey, let's get our team better in other ways, and these guys can go. Aiden did enough for us. He won some games. Gardner won some games. Let's go. But I think in the back of their minds, they're saying, who's our next guy? I don't think we have him on the roster right now.
Yeah, I think that's so important when you look at the full dynamic of your team, of having a guy that players can say, hey, at least we can get behind this guy and go win some football games. You saw New England did that with Jacoby Brissett, a guy that players like, and you saw that with Gardner Minshew, Aiden O'Connell. I think that's important. I think you need to have a feeling. And sometimes, like, it'll be interesting with Denver. You have all guys from last year. Like, what was the feeling in the locker room when those guys took the field at quarterback? Did they feel like, hey, that guy gives us a better chance to win other than Russell Wilson? Like, that to me is to be determined. Whereas I think sometimes these teams that go and at least bring somebody from the outside, is it going to be better? You have no idea. But I think it at least instills some hope in guys, especially on the other side of the ball, when you have guys like Max Crosby. You have guys out there playing their butts off, competing at such a high level from an effort standpoint, and then obviously from a playing standpoint, that they deserve and have earned a chance to have guys that can go out there and win games. So I agree with you 100%. That's a good thing to do to give themselves a chance to be competitive this year.
The other thing that's tricky when you don't have a guy at that position, it can sometimes create division on the team. Hey, the defense is getting it done. The offense, well, they got no chance. And all of a sudden there's this subtle divide that happens. And, obviously that's not where you want to be. You want to be everybody together, everybody pulling for each other, everybody believing in each other. But that idea of, hey, the defense is getting it done, teams is getting it done, those guys on offense. And if you don't have a trigger man who can rally the troops and play the game at a high level, sometimes that can create some divides on the team.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.